Hello and welcome back to the Tyranny Stories channel, where today we're on the couch for the first part of this. I'm actually waiting for dinner to cook right now, and I wanted to do a video on trying to read a New York Times bestseller. For me, it's been out for a long time, but I'm sure it was a bestseller at one point. It's in the, I gotta look up what it's called because I don't remember. I'm reading it on my Kindle as well because I couldn't get it at the library. This is the House of Earth and Blood, Crescent City by Sarah J. Maas, in that series. I want to read the first few chapters at least and go over kind of how I felt about it, if I still want to keep reading the book, but I at least want to try to read this book now, so I can see if I do want to get into Sarah J. Maas books or not. I've been wanting to look at her books for such a long time, but I've just never been able to get them on my Kindle as library books with Libby, or buy them myself because they're so expensive. And I don't know anything about this book at all, so I have nothing to say about it. I'm going into it completely blind, and I think I'm going to read the first chapter, and then we'll talk after that, see how I feel about the story so far. See how the opening chapter goes. But yeah, I wanted to do a vlog on trying to read a Sarah J. Maas book, and I've heard that Crescent City is really good, and the cover for it is absolutely beautiful. So I'm gonna get into the reading, and I'll let you know what I think of the first chapter. Okay, so I've finished the first chapter of this book, gotten my thoughts all together and stuff, and eaten dinner, and now I think I'm ready to talk about it. I have a whole list of notes here that I think are going to be really helpful for this. I'm going to make it bigger so I can read it. So the first chapter goes... I'm still very interested, and I definitely want to read the next chapter and see, where the story goes, because the first chapter starts with, I'm going to say the names wrong to all these characters. That's totally fine. I don't know how to say them, some of them. So the chapter starts with Danica coming to the building or keep or whatever it is that's behind the gates that this girl is guarding, and has a small argument with a girl named Bryce about keeping her stuff there while she goes off to do something else, which she doesn't mention yet. But her gym bag is already there, and it's, stinking up the place and stuff because this girl sweats a lot or something like that. So Bryce tells her that Jessica, the person who's in charge of the keep, who's 400 years old and was born as a witch and defected, is going to be really mad if she keeps her stuff there. And then at the end of the chapter, the lady leaves a message saying that if she does it again, she'll turn her into a lizard, because there's a bunch of animals there that we're not sure if they're actually animals or if they were turned from human or whatever other race into an animal. So eventually Bryce lets her do it though, because she needs to take a shower and get ready for whatever else she's doing. And then they talk about the tattoos they got the night before, when they got really drunk and weren't making the best decisions, and Bryce's back has some script on it, and it hurts a lot. So Danica tells her, oh, I'll help you ice it tonight. I just need to leave my stuff here, take a shower, and, then get on with what I'm doing next. And then, and Danica would heal faster, though, because she's a full-blooded veneer, which I don't know what that means. I'm sure I'll find out later. So she has a swifter recovery time than a half-human like Bryce would. And then towards the end of the chapter, they talk about someone getting out of jail that will lead into the next chapter absolutely perfectly. The way it ends, the last couple of pages, I'm sure it's going to slide right into the next chapter perfectly. So now Danica has to take a shower to dress up to talk with the city heads, of which there are 6, and her parents are one of them. So she has to be extra careful and make sure she looks really nice and stuff. But she does want to make it very clear, or she wants to go to make it very clear that the person being let out of jail should not be let out at all. They were working in a lab making bombs that would take out part of the Crescent City, I'm pretty sure. And that they shouldn't be allowed to roam free at all. So that's how the first chapter went. A lot of information. There was a lot of world building for sure, like to kind of, show me the world, which it seems like it's a magical world with other races, but it's also a little bit modern at the same time. So it'll be really interesting to see more of the story. And then my thoughts after reading this first chapter is just that I'm super interested and I want to read more. And it starts with us meeting plenty of characters, because there's a couple other characters we met too, who I'm sure will be important to the rest of the story. They're talking about very normal things for the world they live in, which is detailed really well. Like, it's not too much to make it drag on, but it's just enough to give you a picture of what's going on while still moving the story forward, which I think is really important in the story. Because the 2 things I took from this that I need to learn how to do better is I need to learn how to flow chapters into each other seamlessly like this author has. Like, it doesn't feel like a chapter ended and a new one started. It just feels like we kind of moved on with the day, and then that was a new chapter. And then the other thing I really want to work on, and take notes from this book on, is making the setting seem like such an important part of the story. Like, the story just can't move on without it. Like, the way I write is very dialogue-driven and very character-driven, but I want to make the setting a more integral part of the story. And I think reading a book like this that does something like that, I think that will be really helpful for me learning how to do that. But it is getting really late today, so I think I'm gonna end. It's kind of a short vlog today. Sorry, friends, but I think I am gonna end it here. Give you guys a little sneak peek of the first chapter of House of Earth and Blood, Crescent City, and maybe I'll make another vlog reading more of the story, because there are 97 chapters in this story, so I'm pretty sure I'll probably make another vlog about it, because there's so much to read, obviously. I think it's like, I don't know how many pages this book is. Let me look it up. City page count. The page is 816 pages. I was going to say 800 and something pages. So it's going to take me a while to read this book. But I do think I'm going to keep taking notes as I see fit and kind of share them in other vlogs as we go. And, yeah, let me know if you've read the book and what you think of it. If there's any other books you guys would like to see me read and get a first impression on. And as always, obviously, as we're talking about writing here as well, let me know how Preptober is going, what your plans are for NaNoWriMo in November, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye!